Yang berbahagia, Datuk Iskandar Muhammad Nuli, Executive Chairman, Labuan IBFC Inc., Associate Chairman, Mr. Roy and Dr. Howard, Datuk Sri, Datuk, Tuan-Tuan dan Puan-Puan sekalian, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good morning. And welcome you all once again to the 5th edition of the Asian Captive Conference 2022. It is a pleasure for me to be able to speak at this conference and to be here in person with all of you rather than virtually. In fact, it has compelled me this morning to ensure that I properly dress up because now the audience can see me from head to toe. I'm delighted to see many familiar faces, including Labuan industry players, regional captive professionals and risk owners, continuing to support this auspicious and promising event. The global risk landscape is getting more complicated and demanding, needless to say, causing constant change and disruption in insurance business. Insurers are concerned about rising inflation, low interest rates, tougher regulations, emerging and new risks, post-pandemic, there's cyber risks, and there's also the climate risk. These issues, together with the strong forces from customers, technology, and shifting market boundaries, are transforming the insurance industry. This game-changing scenario will create opportunities for those who can satisfy the expectations of dominant clients, emerging risks, and quick customer adoption of technology. In other words, demographic, technological, economic, and environmental trends are reshaping the overall insurance sector. A lot of changes have happened in the past 2 years as the world adjusts to living with COVID-19, and Malaysia has not been spared from its impact. The pandemic had profound impact on global economic prospects, and Malaysia has demonstrated its resilience to many challenges arising from the health crisis. However, with the easing of mobility restrictions, recovery of economic activities, favorable employment conditions, and higher commodity prices, the nation is benefiting from the economic rebound, is on a strong recovery path, inshallah. Based on Bank Negara Malaysia's recent report, Malaysia's economy expanded by 8.9% in the second quarter. That is the fastest pace in a year. The positive momentum is expected to remain strong in the third quarter. Nevertheless, the government is cautious of a less favorable global outlook owing to weaker than expected global growth, further escalation of geographical conflicts, prolonged supply chains disruptions, heightened financial market volatility, and adverse developments of post-pandemic 19. The pandemic has significantly influenced the global risks in terms of risk management, crisis management, and business continuity planning. According to a survey conducted by the Association of Insurance and Risk Managers in Industry and Commerce, or AMIC, the outbreak of COVID-19 in March 2020 has sparked a chain reaction in captive insurance industry as risk managers are looking for better alternative and captive insurance to enable corporations with extensive risk portfolios to better bundle and diversify them, as well as have direct access to global insurance and reinsurance markets. By self-insuring high-frequency, low-severity risk through a captive, a corporation can reduce transaction costs and focus risk transfer on lower frequency, higher severity risk for more efficient risk management. Ladies and gentlemen, as the world places greater emphasis and focus on sustainable finance, ESG, environmental, social, and governance, is identified as one of the key drivers that could impact the insurance industry. The World Economic Forum Global Risk Report 2021 has ranked climate change as the most likely and impactful threat to stability. In addition, cyber risk is considered as a top global risk for insurance sector. Digital vulnerability has heightened the increase in cyber attack, and according to an estimate, global cyber premiums total $9.2 billion US dollars. This is in the beginning of 2022, and expect that it will reach approximately $22 billion US dollars by 2025. The offering of protection in digital business models in areas of resilience, enhancement measures such as robust network security, access management will certainly contribute to market sustainability. Let me turn now to the developments in Labuan IBFC. Despite the challenging global financial landscape, Labuan IBFC continues to forge ahead in its business expansion in 2022. Labuan IBFC is now home to 226 insurance and insurance-related entities, including 64 captives. As of the second quarter of 2022, the total gross premium of Labuan Insurance recorded at $933.3 million US dollar. A total of $350.7 US million worth of premiums was underwritten by Labuan Captive Insurance in the first half of 2022, and about 65% of premiums are from the international market. In fact, Asia market have contributed more than 55% of the premiums underwritten by Labuan captives. A key success factor to the sustained growth of Labuan IBFC is a well-regulated business environment which provides confidence to investors to continue using Labuan IBFC. In charting the continued growth and building on the position of strength, Labuan FSA will continue to strengthen the competitiveness of Labuan captive business under the 5-year Labuan IBFC strategy roadmap launched in June 2022. We have identified priorities and key approaches that will anchor our efforts, working together with the Labuan IBFC industry and other stakeholders to promote further the growth of Labuan captive insurance. Approach 1 is on business development. Labuan FSA will review the captive framework to provide more regulatory clarity to investors on captive requirements and to optimize the sector's capacity to better serve the reinsurance needs of Labuan entities and peer sectors within Labuan IBFC as well as the Labuan Island. This includes strengthening the existing guidelines on captive insurance business by providing greater clarity in terms of business parameters and clearer structures allowed in Labuan IBFC. At the same time, accelerate the awareness level on the use of captive to underwrite more contemporary risk, which are uninsured or underinsured. This includes captive used to cater for risks relating to cyber disruptions, as well as emerging risks such as ESG-related and cryptocurrency business. Labuan FSA is also keen to introduce new innovative solutions to captive insurance business in Labuan IBFC and to enhance the complementary roles of Labuan IBFC to Malaysia insurance needs in serving the unserved and underserved segments. Labuan FSA will continue to be supportive and innovative and responsive at this cutting edge of technology in developing captive insurance industry in Labuan. This include underwriting of new or emerging risks, especially in digital era, there is cyber risk, digital asset risk, data protection risk, technologies risk, and so on, and developing guidelines to safeguard the conduct of digital business, digital governance, cyber risk management, and AML, anti-money laundering, and combating financing terrorism compliance. The second approach is regulatory enhancement. Taking cognizance on the latest developments, as well as international standards, we are committed to ensuring Labuan financial institutions, including captives, adhere to prevailing requirements and adopt modern business practices. There have been conscientious effort by Labuan FSA to upscale the captive regulations in recent years, which included greater clarity to the solvency requirements for Labuan protective cell companies, PCC, introduce solvency control levels to build up contingency buffer, to strengthen captive financial resilience, and allow preemptive supervisory interventions, as well as enhance the market for operational risk management through issuance of regulatory guidance on business contingency management and digital governance in 2021. Labuan FSA is even open to considering elevating the current simple solvency rules to be replaced by risk-based capital regulations akin to those which are being rolled out for Labuan commercial insurance sector. The third approach is to create Labuan as a Takaful captive hub. While Labuan is home to the first Takaful captive in Labuan, in Asia and perhaps even the world, this has attracted some interest in the space, and we can leverage on Malaysia's strength in Takaful development. The plan is to intensify efforts to promote captive to Malaysian government, Malaysian authorities, government-linked corporation, GLCs, to create awareness and enhance and entice them to set up Labuan captive, Takaful captive rather. Currently, the state governments such as Johor and Selangor have already established their captive in Labuan. The fourth approach is targeting captive in the Asian market, which is still, I believe, underdeveloped, particularly Malaysia's trading partners in Asia, which would offer good prospect in the medium and the longer term. We urge relevant parties, including Labuan IBFC Inc. and the industry, to continue undertake captive awareness campaign or promotion activities to educate market at large on Labuan captives. Labuan insurance industry is encouraged to promote more intra-Labuan businesses, fully utilize Labuan captive product offerings, and expand the marketplace to Europe, the Middle East, and beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, Labuan FSA will continue to support the industry to promote captive insurance by a series of business development initiatives. We will continue to upscale regulatory and supervisory enhancements to promote the center's orderly business and market stability in view of the dynamic changes in the environment over the past decade. My commitment to you and the greater marketplace is that Labuan IBFC will continue to provide a truly robust, varied, and well-regulated ecosystem. With that, I wish to thank once again the organizers for inviting me today, and also to wish everyone a productive conference ahead. I hereby declare the conference open. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And thank you very much for your kind attention.